What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in the Six. I'm Rob. Today I'm doing Glendronach 19-year-old Madeira cask. Alright, so this is a Madeira cask finish, and the finish is not very long. It spends almost all of its life in European oak, which previously held sherry, probably third or fourth fill sherry casks, and then moved to Madeira casks for a few months. It's actually a very short period of time, but as you can tell, the Madeira casks were pretty active because it did take on the color for the most part. It didn't really take much of the sherry, but it did take on the Madeira. Okay, so this is unchill filtered natural color. It's like a golden, yellowy type color. Okay, before I get a little further into this review, I wanted to show you guys a couple things that I picked up. I was lucky enough to grab 2 of these Glendronach batch 4 cask strengths. I started this one, and it's fantastic stuff. All right. I also have a second bottle of the Madeira 19-year-old. Okay. Always good to have a backup. Based on the prices of whiskey nowadays, I try to get 2 of everything that I really like, or 2 of things that I assume that I'm gonna like. And I'm glad I got 2 of these because it's very nice stuff. All right. So, on the nose. So anything Madeira finished, I tend to get like a candy note, but I also get a grape wine type note. Lots of apple with this one. Honey. It's very, very sweet. Baked goods. Like a honeycomb cereal. So those barley notes, that malt barley note. Bottled at 46%. You don't pick up any alcohol burn on the nose. Super sweet. Very, very nice on the nose. On the palate, sweet right away. You do get that wine note as you finish. Almost like a viney note, like a flowery, floral. Then finishes really, really sweet. Like apple pie. Give that one another try. It's mouth coating. Not super viscous for an unchill filtered whiskey, but you do get that. A little bit more weight to it. Sweet, really, really nice stuff. It's got a nice heat to it, but not overwhelming. And the heat kind of turns into spices, like, I would say like nutmeg almost. One more sip. Almost like a white chocolate note to this. That white chocolate type sweetness. Really, really nice. Very, it's more full as you take more sips. Super nice finish. This is a dessert dram in my opinion. the more the bottle stays open, the more sweet this bottle gets. So if you're not crazy about sweet whiskey, you might want to finish it a little sooner. I've had this open for a couple weeks now. I've had a few friends try it as well. Everybody that I've allowed to try it really likes it. Okay, so like I said, it's aged in European oak, which I'm assuming contains sherry for probably 18 of its 19 years, maybe 18 years, a couple months. And then it's transferred to Madeira Hogsheads, which give it that extra boost in color and sweetness and aroma. All right. If you asked me which one I would prefer, a fully sherried Glendronach or a fully Madeira finished or matured in whiskey matured in Madeira, I think I would go always with the sherry. But for those of you that really like Madeira, this one's definitely for you. I like it. It's just not my first choice. I would prefer the Glendronach 18-year-old over this 19-year-old, the Allardyce. But I would prefer the Glendronach 18-year-old Allardyce over pretty much 98% of the whiskeys I've tried. So that doesn't really say much. This is still an A for me. It's almost an A+. I would say probably like an 89, 88, something like that. So almost an A+, just not quite an A+ for me. It's missing something that I would be looking for it to be an A+. But overall, really good whiskey. Next up, I believe I said I would do one of either the Bow Blair 1990, or a few people have already asked me about the Kavalan Superstar Sherry Solist samples that I have. Like I said, I have the Amontillado, the Manzanilla, and the Pedro Jimenez. What I would like to do with these ones is do either a head-to-head of all three and then review each one individually, or review each one individually and then do a head-to-head. I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do it. Probably review each one individually, then do the head-to-head. So that'll be 4 reviews in a row. So that means I'm likely going to do the Bow Blair 1990 first, just to get that out of the way before I can get to the Amontillado. I will be eventually opening up this particular bottle of the Amontillado, but maybe wait for when my new baby is born. Okay, so that'll be in the future. All right, but like I said, this one's an A. Really good stuff. You might have a lot of trouble finding this bottle because they only made a limited amount in 2015 and they stopped making it. So whatever's out there is the last of it, and then it's gonna be gone for good. That also goes for like stuff like the cask strength batch 4. They will be coming out, or sorry, the batch 6 I believe is already out, or it's gonna be coming out shortly. But the batch 4's only had about 14,000 tops, I think. Or I could be way off. I think it might be actually 4,000. So that's almost completely gone. The batch 4s are very hard to come by. The batch 4, I'm going to talk about more in the review of the batch 4, but it's a mixture of whiskey from 2002 and 1996. So it's actually a lot older for a no-age statement whiskey, and it was bottled in 2014. So that means it's a minimum of 12 years old. All right, so I'll talk about that on the actual review. But like I said, this one's an A, all right? And if you guys haven't already, subscribe please. And you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter for all the updates. Okay, I also have a Patreon that you guys can check out. And that's about it. Cheers, guys.